Let's get one thing straight. Women don't miss men who are nice. They miss men who know how to leave a mark. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If she doesn't miss you, it's because you were forgettable. Not because she's cold, not because she's toxic, but because you didn't know how to make yourself unforgettable. Now wait, I'm not here to feed you some sugar-coated nonsense about just be yourself, and if it's meant to be, it'll happen. No, that's the loser's playbook. And if you've been following it, you already know how that ends. You chase. She pulls back. You text more. She replies less. Eventually, she disappears. And you're left wondering what you did wrong. The truth is this: women don't miss men who are always available. They miss men who know how to create space, who carry mystery, who spark emotional tension. Even the woman who wasn't interested can start thinking about you nonstop if you play the game right. Because here's what no one tells you. Attraction isn't just built during dates or conversations. It's built in the absence, in those moments when you don't call, when she wonders where you are, when you break the pattern. This video will teach you how to flip the script, how to trigger obsession in her mind, even if she never saw you that way before. Let's get into it. 1. Mirror her energy. Then drop it without warning. This one messes with her head in the best way possible. Women are hyper-aware of patterns. They notice when you text back fast, when you're always available, when you're excited to talk. So when you suddenly shift your behavior, it hits harder than you think. Here's the strategy. Start by matching her vibe exactly. If she's dry and slow to reply, you stay dry and slow. If she's chatty and flirty, match that too. Mirror her rhythm, her tone, her energy. This builds comfort, predictability, and the moment she gets used to it, drop it. That sudden emotional silence, that's what sticks. That's what keeps her up at night. Because now she's replaying every message wondering what changed, and that confusion, that's the seed of obsession. Most men go wrong by either doing too much too soon or acting cold from the beginning. What this technique does is give her what she's comfortable with and then takes it away. Why? Because people only miss what they feel they've lost. If she never feels your presence clearly, she can't miss your absence. This isn't about games, it's about emotional control. If she thinks she figured you out, she mentally puts you in a box. Once you're in that box, you're boring, predictable, replaceable. But when you mirror her energy and then pull away, you become a mystery again. And mystery is magnetic. 1 example, she texts you every morning for 3 days straight. You match her energy, sweet, playful, quick replies. On day 4, you go silent. No good morning, no explanation, you disappear. Now she's the one thinking about you all day, not the other way around. 2, say no to her before she says yes. This one flips the entire dynamic. Most men are stuck in please her mode, always saying yes, always trying to be agreeable, always hoping she'll choose them. But here's the thing. Women don't chase men who chase them. They chase the man who can reject them. Saying no, especially early on, sends a powerful subconscious message. I'm not desperate, I'm not impressed easily, and I don't need you to validate me. It shocks her. Why? Because 90% of guys fold under her smile. They offer dinner, compliments, attention, validation, all before she's even earned it. But when you say no to her request, her availability, her suggestion, it creates a spark. That spark is called respect, and it leads directly to curiosity. Curiosity creates mental space. And guess what? You can't miss someone you fully understand, but you will miss the one you couldn't quite figure out, the one who turned you down before you even made up your mind. 1 example, she hints at hanging out on Saturday. You already know she expects a yes. Instead, you calmly say, Saturday won't work for me, let's do next week, if I'm free. You've just shifted the power without sounding arrogant. She wasn't expecting that. Now she's wondering where you'll be, who you'll be with, and why you didn't jump at the chance. And that confusion, that's when she starts thinking about you more than she intended to. 3, act curious about her friends, not her. This one will piss a lot of people off, but it works like fire. Here's the truth most men don't want to admit. Women don't crave attention. They crave selective attention. And when that attention is aimed at someone near them but not them, it hits 10 times harder. Now ask yourself, when you like a woman, what do? You zero in on her. You give her all your focus. You try to prove you're interested. That's the mistake. Because once she knows she has your attention, she's in control. There's no tension, no mystery, no chase. She doesn't have to wonder, she doesn't have to earn anything. But when you show light curiosity, not obsession, toward the people around her, that stings. Not in a disrespectful way, but in a way that makes her feel uncomfortable with her own jealousy. She starts asking questions in her head. Why is he looking over there? Why didn't he ask me that? Is he more interested in her than me? And here's the kicker. She won't even like that she's feeling this way, but she won't be able to stop it. That's the emotion that creates obsession. That's how you get under her skin, even if she wasn't into you at first, because women miss men who create emotional disturbance, not comfort. They remember the one who threw them off, the one who made them feel less in control than they expected to be. This technique isn't about being disrespectful. It's about understanding one simple truth. People only crave what isn't guaranteed. Make her wonder. Make her compete. And trust me, she'll start missing you before she even understands why. 4. Use delayed replies to train her emotions. Let's be real for a second. Most of you reply to her within seconds, even when you're busy, even when she took hours to get back to you. Why? Because deep down, you're afraid that if you don't respond fast, she'll lose interest. That mindset? It's weak. It's needy. And it's exactly why she doesn't miss you. Women don't want men who revolve around them. They want men who revolve around purpose. A man who doesn't have to pretend to be busy, because he actually is. Instant replies kill mystery. They tell her you're waiting. They tell her you're available. They tell her she doesn't have to earn your presence. You think you're being polite or respectful by replying fast. But what you're actually doing is training her to expect you, and therefore to undervalue you. Because let's face it, when something's always there, it loses its edge. Here's your wake-up call. You are not her entertainment. You are not her emotional support pet. And you are not supposed to be glued to your phone waiting for her little hey text. If you want her to miss you, she needs to feel your absence. And that feeling starts with delayed replies. Not because you're playing games, but because you have a life. And if you don't have a life yet, then you better build one fast, because no woman is going to obsess over a man whose attention comes cheap. Wake up. Your time is currency. Start treating it like it's worth something, because once she sees you value it, she'll start valuing you. 5. Make her jealous. Without saying a word, jealousy is one of the most powerful emotional triggers known to man. And when used subtly, it can make a woman miss you like nothing else can. Now here's where most guys get it wrong. They think making a woman jealous means being obvious, like posting with another girl, name-dropping someone new, or trying to make her feel less than. That's immature. That's transparent. That's insecure. The real power move? You make her jealous without ever mentioning another woman. You let her imagination do all the heavy lifting. How? By looking unavailable without explanation, by dressing better, walking with more confidence, and showing up in places she didn't expect you to be, by being active, visible, and social, but never posting who you're with, by being present online, but silent with her. See, you don't have to rub anything in her face. In fact, the more quiet you are about your life, the more space her mind has to create scenarios. And trust me, she will. Because when a woman doesn't know who has your attention, her emotions will start spiraling. She'll start wondering if you've moved on, if someone else has your time, if she's been replaced. Even if she wasn't that interested in the beginning, that emotional uncertainty is what makes her miss you. You don't win this game by shouting. You win it by being a mystery while making sure she sees just enough of you to feel like she's missing something. Let the silence make noise, and let her jealousy turn into curiosity, then into obsession. 6. Reveal one deep flaw, then shut down. This one is a psychological curveball, and it works because it breaks the script. Most men try way too hard to be perfect. They brag, they perform, they hide their insecurities behind fake confidence. thinking that's what women want. But women don't remember perfect men. They remember the one who made them feel something real and then pulled back. Here's what you need to understand. When you drop your guard just once, when you reveal something raw, something real, it hits her differently. Not some sob story, not a trauma dump, just one honest, unexpected moment of vulnerability. It could be a fear, a regret, a frustration you've never voiced before. And then, just when she feels like she's seeing the real you, you shut down, not in a dramatic, cold way, but calmly. You stop sharing, you shift gears, you go quiet. Why does this work? Because it triggers the emotional instinct in her that says, wait, I just touched something deep. I need to go back. I need to understand more. That urge to fix, to understand, to figure you out, that's what makes her miss you. She feels like she almost connected with something real, and now it's gone. And the brain hates open loops. When a woman feels like a moment wasn't finished, she replays it over and over again. That's how obsession begins. Not through constant presence, but through unfinished emotional tension. So stop performing, stop oversharing, give her a glimpse of your depth, then take it away, and watch how fast you become unforgettable. 7. Be unavailable, but visible. This one is pure psychological warfare, and it's what separates the forgettable from the unforgettable. See, most men go to extremes. They're either all over her, liking every story, texting constantly, showing up everywhere she is, or they go completely ghost, disappear off social media, stop showing up, thinking that silence alone will make her miss them. Both are wrong. Why? Because when you're too available, she takes you for granted. And when you're completely gone, she forgets you existed. The sweet spot? Unavailable, but visible. She can't access you, but she sees you. You're not texting her, but your name still pops up. You're not in her DMs, but you're living your life where she can't reach you. That's what drives her crazy. That emotional distance combined with visual presence is what burns into her mind. You become the man she sees but can't touch, the man she remembers but can't predict. And that gap between what she wants and what she gets, that's what makes her miss you like hell. You're not showing off. You're not chasing, you're just there, confidently, quietly, doing your thing. And trust me, women watch. Even the ones who act like they don't care, especially them. She'll notice when you stop engaging. She'll notice when your attention shifts. And she'll start wondering, who's he focused on now? Why did he disappear from me, but not from the world? That discomfort grows. And that's exactly what turns into missing you. Remember, silence only works when it's felt. If she doesn't see you, she won't feel your absence. But if she sees you moving without her, that's when the emotional pressure kicks in. Let her watch you become unavailable. That's when she'll want you back the most. Conclusion. Let's end this with something that might make some people uncomfortable, but it needs to be said. A woman missing you has less to do with who you are and everything to do with how you make her feel about herself when you're gone. That's the raw truth. Not how handsome you are, not how much money you have, not how good of a man you claim to be. It's about emotional disruption. You either trigger something unforgettable in her, or you get forgotten like the rest. And here's the most controversial truth of all. Women miss the men who confuse them more than the ones who loved them right. Sit with that. You think being sweet, available, understanding, and emotionally open is what sticks. Nope. That's what gets you thanked and replaced. She misses the one who made her question herself. The one she couldn't fully figure out. The one who walked away without needing closure. That's the man who lives rent-free in her mind for years, and if you're honest with yourself, you've probably been that man for someone without even knowing it. Or you've seen it happen with a guy who had none of the nice guy traits you were told to follow. Now, I want to hear your experience. Drop a comment below. Whether you've been the guy who got ignored or the one she couldn't stop thinking about. I'll personally reply because this isn't just content. It's a conversation, and trust me, I read everything. Let's break this down together. No filters, no sugarcoating.